Hello and welcome to Monorants, the only boys rewatch podcast with 5 cats in the background. I'm one of your hosts and jack of all trades, Mono, and with me is my co-host and master of none, Kira.
Good morning.
This week we're breaking down Season 2, Episode 5, We Gotta Go Now, or How Butcher Got His Groove Back. You know the score at this point, spoiler warning, comics, show in the future, etc, etc. So, Kira, what did we think of this one?
This is a very fun episode. Number one, we get an awful lot of Black Noir, which always happy to see more noir.
Yeah,
and in daylight too, which is also fun.
yeah, his like suburban stealth.
Yeah,
that he's got going on. Yeah, Black Noir is always fun to see.
Yeah, no, and the visual of him on the roofs of suburbia is hilarious.
Yeah, it's just and between that and the Dawn of the Seven stuff and the deep adverts and whatnot, there's an awful lot of like comedy in this one, which is interesting considering nobody has a good time in this episode, really.
But the lightheartedness of the episode comes from the settings, which is nice to see. And you need that counterbalance, otherwise this would be an incredibly depressing episode.
Well, especially after the last episode, which was a lot heavier.
Yes, you needed something a little bit more kind of uplifting and light, even though there is an awful lot of shite going on.
Yeah, there's some serious shit that goes down, but yeah, it doesn't have the same tone as the previous episode.
No.
It definitely feels like a lighter tone. But before we go too heavy into it, we'll go for a little summary, I suppose. Butcher considers packing it all in, but Black Noir has other plans. All the soups are filming on set, but Homelander has a bad day and asks Stormfront for help. A-Train won't go down without a fight, while Annie fears she's been found out.
Yeah, that's pretty succinct. So it opens with filming of the Dawn of the Seven, so you've got your atypical post-superhero smash-up.
Yeah.
Piles of rubble, could easily be a World War scene at this point because apparently collateral damage is just the way to go in a superhero film.
Well, given the collateral damage we've seen in this show,
they've toned it down.
Well, yeah, like how do they represent it? Well, no, I mean, was that just like
it was just piles of rubble and rebar and upside down cars?
Oh, I know. No, I saw the destruction, but in the pitch meeting, all he talked about was a drug dealer called Martinez. Is this destruction caused by Martinez? Is this drug dealer collateral damage in the world of the boys?
I think the scene in the pitch meeting is actually like the cold opening.
You're probably right, yeah.
Just given that they're like, this is supposed to be the wrap up of 12 years of, what do they call it, the VCU?
Yeah, the VCU.
It's 12 years of those movies coming into an Avengers Justice League style mashup. So that sounds like it was probably like the opening bit and then you get like roll credits.
Yeah.
But it opens with Maeve coming through this desolate cityscape that's got the lovely Apocalypse Orange filter on it.
Yeah, and the Hans Zimmer music that we heard about last week.
Hans Zimmer. And she's very lacklusterly going, Ruby, Ruby, where are you, Ruby?
Ruby is revealed to be the Manic Pixie Dream Girl to end all Manic Pixie Dream Girls.
She's basically Elizabeth Salander from The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
And then some.
Yeah. She's got the tats, she's got the piercing, she's got like the gothy haircut and all the vinyl.
She's every alternate girl trope and cliche personified into a human being.
She's a Suicide Girl.
Yeah.
And that's just aged me.
Yeah.
If you remember Suicide Girls, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yep. Yeah. That's that hits the nail on the head, all right.
And she's a hacker as well. So you're getting like Angelina Jolie in Hackers with like the funny haircut and the bodysuit.
Yeah. Yeah, Maeve tells her that she's a real hero because she lives her true life.
So cheesy.
Yeah,
it's
and
so bad.
It's the cheesiest coming out scene.
But you know that has been shoehorned in there last minute by the actions of Homelander outing her on that TV show. They've gone, oh shit, we better cram this like love story in there.
Well,
like just to capitalise on it.
Exactly, yeah.
And it's just.
And you know it's been capitalised on because after Cut is called and Homelander is talking about wanting to watch the playback, he talks about how the Joss rewrite really sings.
No, it's not a Joss Whedon rewrite because there's no foot shots in it. There is. It opens on a bloody foot shot. No, she's not barefoot, so I don't think it counts.
Well, probably a little reference to his foot fetish.
He does have a massive foot fetish.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, Maeve walks up to Homelander and asks when the torture is going to end.
Oh, he is playing with her like a cat plays with a mouse.
Oh, he is. And he gets, like, so many little digs in when Ashley shows up and he's like, look at these proud lesbians.
Proud lesbian women.
Proud lesbian women. Don't they just inspire you? Girls really get it on.
Ashley's arrival onto that scene is brilliant because she comes screeching up in that little, like, golf cart that I immediately just wanted to steal.
Yeah.
And go zooming around in the mustard yellow pantsuit. And
You and Ashley's clothes.
I love Ashley's clothes. I love Ashley. She's great, okay?
Yeah, but just...
I know, but everything she wears, because everyone else is always in the same thing. Like, even Annie in her civilian clothes, it's...
Normally jeans and a hoodie, yeah.
Ashley's this lovely little pop of colour that appears, and you get the feeling that that's very much her personality, but she's trying to be upbeat and positive, but she does not get paid enough for what she does.
No.
But when she arrives onto scene, and you can see she's very visibly stressed out by the way she kind of hurries over to Homelander and is like, Homelander, I need a minute. Like, hi Maeve, go away now, please.
Yeah, well, Maeve is probably only too happy to get away from Homelander.
Yeah.
And it is, for her, it's just pure torture. Mm-hmm. Because the only good thing in her life, really, it seems, has been Elena. And she's always kept that secret and private.
Yeah. And now he knows.
And so does the whole world.
Yeah.
Because he name dropped her as well in the previous episode with Maria Menounos. He says, Maeve's beautiful girlfriend, Elena.
Yeah.
So poor Elena's in it now as well.
Yeah.
And before we talk about Seth and Evan's return,
we get Seth and Evan.
I want to bring up the only other bit we see Maeve before that is back on set when they're filming the bit with fucking Greg Grunberg. He's like Agent Pearson.
Oh yeah.
He's the every guy. He shows up in he's like J.J. Abrams' best friend, and he shows up in like all of his movies.
He's fantastic. He was in Umbrella Academy.
Was he?
I'm pretty sure that's him. Or am I having a stupid moment?
I think you might be having a stupid moment.
He's like the agent guy. He's like Agent Coulson or a Happy.
Exactly what he's supposed to be.
He's the guy. You know the two time agents? No,
not at all.
Him? That looks like him.
That's your man who plays Kemper in... He plays Kemper
in Mindhunter.
Yeah, in Mindhunter, exactly.
No, he does look incredibly like him.
Yeah, I thought your man who played the dad in Brightburn looked more like Greg Grunberg.
He did.
But yeah, Greg Grunberg is there as an Agent Coulson type character, and
I got myself totally mixed up there. But they do look, to my defense, they do look awfully similar.
Yeah.
So yeah, and they've been in things. It's easy to mix them up. Oh, he was in Heroes. Oh, yes. He was the dad that could like see things in his brain.
Yeah, but yeah, that whole scene is just in there to my mind, as a complete jab at that pandering feminist bit from Endgame.
Oh God, it's so bad.
Because, it's nearly as bad as it is in Endgame is nearly as bad as the parody that they show in the episode
they're also pushing this whole girls get it done thing as well, so that also smacks of just this is our latest promotion tactic.
Oh, it's tokenism.
We're gonna shove it in there as well. But it is so fucking horribly cringy, and it is supposed to be that like big awesome moment. It's
almost word for word the same as Endgame, because then Endgame is it Spider-Man asks how Captain Marvel's going to get the gauntlet there, and the girls are like, don't worry, she has help. Whereas in this, it's, how are you going to get there? And it's, don't worry, girls, get it done.
Yeah.
And it's just the
And they're all in
cheesiest...
like the superhero pose.
Oh,
with,
yeah.
Like, all they're missing is the flag waving in the background behind them.
Yeah.
Like, they really... really lay it on thick with that.
Oh yeah, and speaking of laying it on thick, when we next see Maeve, it's with Seth and Evan.
I love Seth and Evan. I really, really wish there had been a Seth and Evan Stormfront scene. I would have just loved to have seen that, because
I can only imagine how Seth and Evan would get on with Stormfront.
That's why I wanted the scene. I just even wanted like maybe the aftermath of like one of them like sobbing hysterically in the corner, being escorted, like being escorted out.
You don't
by
even
the
see
other
the
one.
meeting. You see them walking in, and then it cuts to them later walking out, and they're both like in tears or whatever. Yeah.
One of them's like just like one of them's like clutching something that's shredded, sobbing. I just really wanted that.
You know the way we've gotten like mini segments on YouTube, like the VOT News Network segments, and the stuff between seasons 1 and 2.
CCTV footage of that meeting.
Well, no, I'd love to see just various Seth and Evan just meeting with various superheroes and setting them up with briefing them on what the next marketing campaign will be, which is what they're doing to Maeve here.
Yeah.
And they're talking about #BraveMaeve and all.
And they're doing what every corporation does during Pride Month, which is just slapping pride flags all over everything, as opposed to taking the money that they could use on that marketing and just donating it to a good cause.
Oh, they don't give a shit.
No. But they basically do what every single corporation does during Pride, which is, look, we have one of them now.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is our token gay.
And they set about trying to tell her how to be gay. And, when they're talking about...
I'm sorry, Elena just cutting across them and going, you know she's bi.
Right?
They're like, yes, but marketing says that that's too confusing, so we're just going to go with her being straight gay.
Yeah. And one of you has to wear pantsuits.
Yeah, she's like, we've redesigned your wardrobe, and that is a disgrace, because you can get beautifully tailored suits, I'm sorry. But they make it deliberately boxy and mannish.
Yeah, as they say, lesbian relationships play better when they
a
can
clear gender divide, like Ellen and Portia. Portia being the very feminine one, and Ellen being the more masculine presenting partner.
And my favourite bit about that whole scene is when Elena storms off, which is like, I'm not going to do this bullshit. And Ashley's like, oh, you'll be remunerated. And she says, I'm not for sale, and storms off. And Seth, Evan, and Ashley just stare at her with this does not compute face, like they've never heard those words before. Like, what? I know the individual words, but I don't understand the sentiment. And Maeve runs off after. Yeah,
well, she does make the very good point of the fact that Maeve is under contract, so she can't really argue.
Yeah, Maeve's
just going to, she's just going with it because it's the fucking easiest thing to do, and it'll blow over. The quicker she gets it done, the quicker it will be done.
And she knows, as she says to Elena, it's all Homelander. Homelander's gone to Ashley and been like, push this Maeve being gay thing, it'll be good for us.
Yeah, they're trying to spin everything into the most positive light, but it all ultimately comes back to Homelander being a fucking narcissistic prick.
And Elena tries to say that she wants to go and spend some time away at her sister's, I think, or her mum's, or somewhere else. She's
going to leave, and Maeve makes the point that if she leaves, she can't protect her.
Yeah.
And there's nowhere she can hide from Homelander. She can see how scared Maeve is as well, so there's some understanding there.
Yeah.
Well, what can they do? Like, if they get angry, Homelander can just retaliate, so the easiest thing for them to do is just to go on with it and stop rocking the boat and hope he gets bored and fucks off.
Well, that's what Maeve's initial plan seems to be.
Is just
and after
keep
the
on,
kind of
keep on keeping on.
After the conversation that she has with Elena, she seems to make a decision. Because when we see her at the end of the episode, she's gone to see the deep. And it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, when what was it? How did she phrase it? That when he comes back to the seven, he's gonna need at least one female to
say that he's not a complete piece of shit.
And he goes, "You think I'm a piece of shit?" And she just goes, "Fuck yeah."
But that's after when she shows up, and
can I just point out about that food drive?
Food.
There's no food. It's like, it's food for your soul. Fuck you. Watch me beat you to death with this book. Steal your wallet. And then, go and actually buy some food. You bastards. It's so horribly evil.
Oh, yeah. And that's probably why they have a super strong superhero there handing out the books. But when Maeve shows up and Deep's like, oh, are you interested in joining? She's like, fuck no. And then has the conversation with him. And 2 or 3 sentences later, he's like, you think I'm a piece of shit? She's like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
But she says to him, yeah, look, I'll do that for you. I'll say you're not a complete piece of shit, but you have to do something for me.
Yeah.
And that's all we get this episode in terms of what it is her plan is, but she seems to be concocting something.
Yeah, well...
plan B, at the minute, we'll call it.
Well, up until that point, she'd always been kind of sheltered by Homelander.
Of all the superheroes, with the exception of maybe Black Noir, she was the one who was most in his good graces.
Yeah, so she never really had to worry about it.
Yeah, it seems like in the last year or so.
But also as well, she's becoming more compassionate towards the rest of them. Like we saw her reaching out to A-Train and just being kind of concerned, and it's like she's almost trying to relearn how to be
and
a compassionate person. Like I know with the Deep, she has an alternative going on there.
Yeah.
And she knows that he's easily manipulated. God love him. He's a potato.
Yeah, no, you're right, because she stood up for Annie as well.
Yeah.
And
she's beginning to see that how things aren't right, and this turning point for her, I think, was leaving everybody on that plane. And what Annie's done, because I think she knows as well that Annie might have had something to do with it.
Yeah, I'd say she has a good idea.
Standing up for her, seeing the way she was treated, and especially having the very brutal conversation with Annie where she was like, I thought you were my hero, and it turns out it was all just marketing.
Yeah. She's
had a couple of real...
little pushes in the right direction.
Not pushes, like that was harsh, but she needed to hear it, and this is the culmination now of that, is that she's realised now the Homelander has turned on her. She's jeopardising the good things in her life.
The heat's been turned up on her.
Yeah,
because Homelander knew that she was the one who was supposed to be keeping an eye on Annie, and he completely doesn't trust Annie because he saw her talking to Hughie like 2 episodes ago.
Well, Homelander's spiral in this is quite fun.
Well, yeah, but he found out about Elena.
Yeah.
And that was when he was going around trying to cut all the weak links in the chain, and he had his talk with Annie. So he doesn't trust her. He finds out she's been lying about Elena. Doesn't trust her anymore. So now he's turned up the heat and he's turned up the pressure. And at the start of the episode, you can see when he's like, "Oh no, I'm just doing this because you're in love and Elena's good for you." And then he gets distracted from his Maeve torturing campaign because of what Ashley's come to say.
Yeah. Yeah. Maeve is becoming a individual in her own right, because for the majority of season 1, she is very kind of 2D.
She's the bitch.
Yeah, there's not a lot of character development going on there. She's not as integral to the plot as she is now.
No, she has her short arc in the first season that takes her from Stone Cold Bitch to opened up a little bit, and made a reconnection with Elena, a small reconnection with Elena, and stood up for Annie. That's kind of her arc.
Now you're starting to see more of her actual personality and maybe the person she was growing up, like because you've gotten to see some of her past, talking about her relationship with her father. We know she was an alcoholic.
Yeah,
the X, Y, and Z. So it's fun to see her now come into her own. But Homelander gets a reprieve from the torture.
Well, maybe
gets a reprieve from the torture.
Torture.
Because Homelander done made a boo-boo.
Yeah.
Oh, he made such a massive boo-boo. Poor Ashley. This is really when Ashley's spiral starts proper. Like she'd had it a little bit in the previous episode.
Yeah.
But with this, she rocks up and she's got an iPad, and it's
a video of Homelander going to stop a terrorist somewhere in Africa, presumably.
Yeah. And again, being sloppy with the owl's laser eyes. She's finally come back to bite him in the ass.
Yeah, kills an innocent civilian and basically just buggers off with not a care in the world.
Yeah, he stands there and goes, "Yep, okay, that's done," and just leaves. Exit stage up.
Yep.
Oh my God, the comment he makes.
Well, his first response is his usual response of scoff. And
what do you expect? I killed the terrorist, Yeah. Well, also they've been operating with a 34%.
Yeah, the casualty rate.
Yeah.
Well, that one was above that because he killed 1 terrorist and he killed 1 civilian, so that's 50% casualty rate. So that's above his allowance. Yeah. But who's going to tell Homelander no?
Yeah.
But his response of they can't even fucking eat, but they've got mobile phones or something to that effect is just so callous. Yeah.
And he asks about the after effects, and she's like, well, it was up for 17 minutes, we've managed to scrub it all, but as we all know, 17 minutes in internet time is forever.
Yep.
So that's been archived, stored, shared, downloaded. That is global. That is at newspapers. They're never going to kill that story now. It's out. And he's like, oh, okay, well, how am I doing in the ratings? And she goes, you're down 9.5 points.
Yeah, he's like, what, 1-2 points? And she's like, no, 9.5.
He's like, 9 and a what?
Yeah, and then she's like, well, it's kind of worse because she shows him there's people protesting. And the way he's like, oh, protesters. Hang on, wait, me? They're protesting me?
He did kind of go a bit Dick Solomon in Third Rock for this. Me?
Yeah.
For that, but yeah, they're protesting him. He's down 9.5 points. His shares are tanking, and he's like, oh, right, press conference.
He says all those sorted out.
Yeah, and she's like, no, Mr. Edgar and Legal would like your statement to be no comment.
Yeah, and when he hears the words,
please, no press.
Yeah, she that's probably about the only time Ashley manages to keep him in check.
Yeah,
and that's because of
Mr. Edgar.
Yeah, because you can see it when she says the words Mr. Edgar, he just freezes and his face just changes.
He makes that face that Sideshow Bob makes every time he gets hit in the face with a rake. It's that like
Yeah, it is. And he calms himself enough to storm off to his trailer instead. And as he's storming off, passes Stormfront. She's like, having a bad day. He just tells her he doesn't need her fucking help. And she's like, well, I'll be here when you need me. And it's her usual fucking
snarky, snide.
Yeah, snide, passive-aggressive self. And she does it so well.
We all know somebody like that.
Yeah, but Homelander obviously just sits in his trailer for however long and eventually can't contain it, because when we next see him, it's him landing at the rally with the protest with Victoria Newman heading it.
Yeah, she's
and she's the first time we see her not on TV this season.
Yeah, actually in person, holding a rally outside of what, being like, yes, we're going to be investigating this. We hear you, and it's all like anti-Homelander sentiment placards, and they're getting quite passionate about it. And then in comes Homelander. And rightfully so, Victoria Newman does look like she's about to shit herself.
Oh yeah, she looks terrified. If she's leading the charge against him, and
he rocks up
she's
next
seen
to her,
that video and the things he's done, she's obviously a little worried.
Yeah, just a tad.
But Homelander thinks he's got it in hand. He's not worried.
Yeah. Going against all recommended advice, he takes the microphone off her.
Yeah.
And then proceeds to make everything worse.
Yeah, it starts off okay.
No, it doesn't.
Well, it's not. It starts off not terrible, salvageable maybe, and then he starts talking about how, well, look, when you're out doing it, we're after terrorists. These things happen, and people are like, wait, these things happen. Well, it's happened before. He's like, no, that's not what I'm saying. I mean, when you serve with the men and women of the army, like I have, you realise that he basically uses the freedom isn't free argument.
And the one military guy at the front is like, you don't talk for us.
Yeah, you don't speak for us. Yeah, they all start chanting, you don't speak for us, you don't speak for us. Yeah. And we get an absolutely beautiful visual of Homelander cracking and lasering that crowd in half.
Yeah.
And I really liked how he just, he lasers a couple of people that are running away in one direction, and then he turns his head and it just cuts in half, like half the crowd. I mean, the first time we watched
that scene actually really, the way that it's shot from above and you can just see the carnage sweeping through. Mm. 28 weeks later, there's that brilliant overhead scene with the helicopter canted down, milling through all the zombies with the blades.
Yeah.
It looked like that, but on a bigger scale. Yeah. I really liked it. And it was just, there's just like bits of people everywhere.
And it lasts for
just long enough.
Yeah, it lasts for just long enough. And Homelander's just cracked enough at this stage that for a second or two, when you're watching it the first time, you're like, did he really just did? And then just as you start to question it, go, no, he wouldn't have. They snap back and you realise that was just him
daydreaming,
thinking about doing it. And his exit there is just, okay, yeah, I love you guys. You're the real heroes.
Yeah.
Woo America. Bye.
Exit stage up.
And exit stage up once again.
Yeah. He goes off to some tunnel. I don't know where he is, but he's in an underground tunnel.
I think it's just supposed to be Vought Towers somewhere.
Yeah, he's having a freak out, and he's having a proper mental break. Like, he is laughing, he is crying, he is banging his head off the wall.
Yeah,
he's watching the footage over and over again of all these people booing him.
Yeah.
And he just loses it in that tunnel.
Yeah,
for however long he is down there for.
Yeah, and directly following on from that, we see that he's like, okay, well,
gathers himself back up.
I've lost even more people, so let's go and take Stormfront up on that effort of getting 5 million people pissed.
It was kind of nice to see him kind of tail tucked between the legs going to Stormfront.
Yeah.
To see a little bit of humility and, okay, maybe I can't do all of this by myself.
Yeah. Oh, and just when he comes to see Stormfront, before he comes into the trailer, we see that she's on the phone to somebody flicking a lighter in a jacket or in a
Sage Grove
scrubs,
clinic.
medical scrubs that say Sage Grove Centre.
Yes, this mysterious phone call.
Yeah, where there's reference made to potentially hurting or killing a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
And
there's something weird going on there.
Stormfront frames it as, oh, it's a heroic sacrifice. And he's like, yeah, whatever. And that's the end of that. But enough to just whet our appetite and be like, ooh, what's this what's going on here?
Tasty.
Because, as you've made allusions to before, she seems to have an awful lot of extra knowledge that the other superheroes don't have.
She seems to know a lot about what's going on in VOD, and she seems to be getting an awful lot of leeway from Mr. Edgar in regards to her behaviour and statements she's made against the company.
Well,
so either she has some real good blackmail material, or she's in on something bigger.
Not just that, but we've seen Homelander be reprimanded for blowing up that plane in the mayor's plane in season 1 for how his whole super terrorist plan. He got admonished by Edgar for that. We haven't seen Stormfront get reprimanded for her absolute massacre when chasing down the super terrorist. Now, they had a convenient scapegoat, but we didn't see any dressing down at all. No,
so that's there's something else going on there that doesn't sit right with me. In regards to it's the issue I've had from the very start of why she's so vocally anti-VOD. Why would she sign up to it? It's that whole thing. So this is now oh, hang on.
Yeah, we know now
she's got something to do over here.
We know she's at least 70 or 80 or 90 years old. We know she's a horrible racist, but we still don't know what her end goal is or what she's angling for. But when Homelander
seems to have fingers in a lot of pies.
When Homelander comes to see her, she shows him the first batch of memes that she's been whipping up, or she's had whipped up.
Yeah, well, she's got 3 nerds in a trailer doing it.
Yeah, and some of the memes are just brilliant. The opinions don't kill terrorists. Some of them are just brilliant. And he asks, where did you get these? And she's like, they're just the first batch, don't you worry. When you see them on your uncle's Facebook page, that's how you know it's working.
Oh, yes. And we also all have a family relative like that.
Yeah.
But Homelander's little, up and down in this is quite fun because he's so paranoid and he's been rejected by pretty much everybody at this point. He doesn't have his weird fucking Stillwell ganger.
Stillwell's gone.
Yeah, so is Doppelganger.
Doppelganger's gone because he killed him. Ryan is gone for the minute because he told him to fuck off. Maeve he can't get the love he wants from Maeve because she's with Elena.
Yeah, so he's just torturing her, but that's still not doing it for him.
That's just to get revenge for not being able to get the love. So he's like, well, who is being nice to me? Stormfront's being nice to me. Yeah. And he comes back to her later on after her little chat with Annie that we'll talk about later. And he's like, hey, I owe you. I'm up. And the way he says he's up, he's gone back up 4 or 5 points or something like that. And the way he says it is real, childish glee of oh, it worked. I'm up 5 points.
Well, he has the fucking emotional maturity of about a 12-year-old. He's just, everything's been pandered to him his whole life, and he doesn't know how to deal with all of this.
You really see that in the next episode as well, in the kind of the blossoming of his and Stormfront's relationship. Because we see the very start of it, the last scene of the episode is Homelander and Stormfront getting it on, because that's how he takes her.
That is some violence, Zach. That is some hate fucking.
Oh, yeah.
If there was ever, a dictionary definition of it, I think throwing her through a concrete wall counts.
Yeah, no.
Because they, number one, they wreck that place.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be a serious cleanup the next day.
Yeah, no, that's not a cleanup. That's just, leave. You just lock the door, leave. It belongs to, whatever the ghost of what happened in there.
No, that's in the tower, though.
I know. Structural integrity, people. Stop going for retaining walls.
They have some violent sex.
Also, how do they both still manage to have the boots on, but they've taken the pants off?
The pants off and the boots on, but still the capes at the top. Yeah, there's a couple of really funny bits.
No, it's whatever about just taking the pants off. It's the fact that the boots are on, because both sets of boots clearly go over the pants. So the pants are the implication is that they put the boots back on.
And what's worse is the only argument that you could have for putting the boots back on would be for so you don't slip around the floor. But they can motherfucking fly.
Or
and they are flying while
like
having sex.
ripped off the costumes, but the costumes are designed, well, like they both fly and she's electric. So you assume the costumes aren't made out of like normal everyday material.
Yeah.
So you would assume that they're fairly indestructible. So, yeah, why? Yeah. Why the boots?
I know. I don't know why the boots.
Oh.
But obviously, we have to at least mention in passing the line, laser my fucking tits, you pussy.
Yeah. She's like, oh, it hurts so good.
And we see that despite Homelander's inexperience and weirdness around sexual activities, he at least will do something that Batman won't do.
Oh, yeah. That was also hilarious because he doesn't really get much choice in it. And the noise.
When she grabs his head and is just like, get to it, boy.
No, it's the noise of like his face hitting her pudenda. It was so funny. Just gets this little like slurpy sound.
Yeah. Homelander and sex scenes in this show are just, they're cause for hilarity and absurdity.
Do not use them as an instructional video. It is not right.
No. But yeah, Stormfront in this episode is fucking up everybody. Well, fucking Homelander and then fucking up everybody else.
Yeah, she's really starting to stir the pot more now. Like everything she's been doing up to this point has been little like niggles. Like she's been making these little waves and now she's starting to turn them against each other as well. Yeah,
well, we see with A-Train, it's more about A-Train doesn't want to leave the Seven and she just kind of gets a couple of digs in towards the end. Yeah. But A-Train, in that chat they have at the end, you can see that A-Train's got her number. He knows how racist she is.
Oh yeah. It's the way she looks at him too.
Yeah.
When she's sitting there with the drink and she's like, oh, the Church of the Collective, they used to be this. That. Oh, it's because you get the announcement as he's watching the announcement that the Deep has gotten married. He's gone ahead and married this one from the previous episode. And she comes up to sit beside him and makes some comment about how the church didn't used to be that bad and she used to be a member a long time ago. When they let in quality people.
Yeah, you were a member, and she's like, yeah, back in the day, now they let in all sorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, like talk about loaded language.
Some people are just trash.
Yeah, he's like, what do you mean?
Oh, he knows exactly what she means.
Yeah.
She there isn't any way that she's disguised the looks that she gives him, anything. You can just tell, like she just sets off this whole you shouldn't be here vibe.
Yeah, and he knows she hasn't done or said anything explicitly racist, so he can't say, anything about her being racist. But when he asks her, oh, have you got a problem with me? She's like, no, why would you think that? And, she's just, what a bitch.
Oh, she's such a fucking cow.
And he's not having a good time of it this episode. Like, so he doesn't need that bullshit.
No.
Because he's on the way out.
Yeah.
He's trying desperately not to be on the way out and arguing with the director about not wanting to film scenes and so on. But it doesn't get him anywhere.
No, well, he doesn't want to have to do this for a while speech, and he eventually squares up. After having an argument with the director, he tells him to take it to Ashley.
Yeah.
He squares up to Ashley, is like, I'm not doing it. And she's like, well, you can retire gracefully and keep all of your retirement package and all of your assets, or you could be fired and have nothing.
Yeah.
And he knows, and he's made the comment before about how you don't fuck with the money, and he has come from nothing. And to lose all that would be devastating for him.
Well, that's always been his goal the whole way since we've pretty much first met him, has been to stay on the Seven and stay in the money.
Yeah. And he is, like, he does make some really good points to her about his trainer sales and things like that.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, this decision has come from higher up. And so, yeah, he takes the retirement. He films the scene. The scene, like, that you get the end of it.
Oh, just before, can we give credit to Kobe Benefi for the wonderfully ad-libbed line about everybody in Madrid eating her paella?
Yeah.
That was a brilliant
she got fired and she went to Spain for the year and tindered her way around Madrid, and everybody in that city ate my paella.
That's what she's trying to convince him. Hey, it'll be a good thing. You'll have farewell tours and this and that and the other. But,
and she stands up to him. She puts her big girl pants on because she can't control Homelander for loving her money.
No.
But they've gotten to the point with the other ones now where she is standing up to them.
Yeah, and she knows that works for most of them. And it used to work for Homelander as well, is that they're the one who writes the checks, so you got to keep them happy. That still keeps the rest of them in line.
Yeah.
And he wants to get at least the last couple of checks that he can.
Yeah.
So as you say, yeah, he goes and he films that farewell scene.
It's so lackluster. He's just like, oh, yay, I must do this now. I have to leave.
Yeah, the director's
I'm going home now.
The director's like, do you want to do it again? That was great, but you can do it again if you want. The A-Train's like, no. And we see that the Homelander he's been talking to, or delivering his scene to, wasn't Homelander at all. It's just some stand-in wearing camo pants and the Homelander suit.
He's just got the top on and the back of his head.
And he's like, great read, bro, or something like that, and strolls off.
But no, you do feel for A-Train in this, because he's trying. And, well, he doesn't seem to be in a particularly popular member of the Seven anyway.
No, not really.
No, well, if that Make-A-Wish kid's reaction was anything to go by. Yeah, so cashing it in anywhere he can. He's like, yeah, fuck it. He's getting a percentage of the ticket sales off this film, so he may as well be in it.
True, but yeah, he is effectively out of the Seven by the end of the episode.
You get and you actually get a really nice Marathon Man reference. She's like, well, you served 4 years longer than Marathon Man.
Yeah, that's a good point. Marathon Man being the
original speedster. The
original speedster of the Seven in the comics as well. But yeah, it's it is nice. Well, not nice. That Stormfront manages to, in amongst her busy day of wrecking fucking Annie's life and helping out Homelander, she still finds the time to get the digs in with A-Train. Yeah. Because she's quite consumed with Annie as well in this episode.
Oh, yes. Annie's not having a good day. Like, shit's still tense between her and Homelander, and they've had the revelation of Liberty being Stormfront, and she's trying to deal with that as well.
Well, at the start of the kind of one of their earlier interactions in the episode, she's like, you keep staring at me, and what's the deal? Like, why do you keep staring at me so much? Yeah. And Annie tries to play it off as, oh, you're just such a good actress, I'm trying to watch you and learn from you. But it's probably like, how can you be 90 years old?
Yeah, she can't compute it. They go off. There's a really funny thing that I think is a bit of a dig at Kevin Feige. Not Kevin Feige. He directed Chef, the Chef Show.
Oh, Jesus.
I've forgotten his name entirely.
So have I. It's really, really gone from my head.
Iron Man. Yeah. He's happy.
Fucking hell, what is his name? What is his name? The Chef Show guy.
Yeah, I know.
The Chef movie guy.
Not Roy Choi, but the other one.
Directed Iron Man. Directed The Mandalorian and all the live action reboots. And, why can't I think of his name? Fuck. This is really wrecking my head.
Jon Favreau.
I was like, just think of his first name. It's a really plain first name. David Adam Phillips. You think it's a dig at Jon Favreau?
There's a scene early on with the director who is a total amalgamation of like J.J. Abrams and a few other people.
Yeah.
Where he makes the announcement about he got this Vietnamese noodle truck for lunch. Right. And I was like, it's kind of a little bit, because Jon Favreau would do that.
Oh yeah, not a dig, but yeah.
But no, it's a like little director nod to that Jon Favreau is the one who got Roy Choi on thing, because he had his truck.
Yeah,
and Iron Man.
Yeah.
That started their whole thing. And then when you got Annie going to get lunch later on.
Yeah.
And she realises that her mother is in
the canteen.
Talking to Stormfront.
Yep.
And she walks straight over and she's like, what the hell are you doing here? And Stormfront's like, hey, did you get the Vietnamese noodles? And has been sitting there chatting away to her ma, and it's all a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah, Annie's very confused as to why she's there, and
I think it's the first time her mum's seen her in person in the outfit too, because she looks her up and down. She's like, you look really nice.
Yeah. Stormfront says just a couple of things throughout the conversation that are just really like, oh yeah, your mom's basically been telling me everything about it, and drops these passive-aggressive digs about how anybody would love to have a mother like her. But
she's apologised for what she's done. You really should forgive her.
Everybody knows about V now, and you wouldn't be the only one who was angry, because obviously the person who actually released the information about V to the public was very angry in the first place.
She directs that line to Starlight.
Yeah, and you can see Annie's like, oh dear. And then tries to just get back to the matter at hand and be like, look, this is not the place or the time for this, ma'am. Like, you can't ambush me at work when I'm flat out ignoring you for ruining my life. So, kind of says, enough about that, and walks off. And then when we see Annie later on, she's obviously been worried by what Stormfront says. Yeah. And she goes and has a little snoopy snoop.
Stormfront makes a comment about her grandmother Adele.
Yeah.
And when Starlight goes to have a snoop around Stormfront's trailer, and there's a photo of her in the costume and a woman with grey hair.
Yeah.
And when she's trying to hack into her laptop, she looks at the photo and goes, oh yeah, Adele, the grandmother. And that turns out to be the password, because she tries Liberty and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
But she uses Adele, and then she pulls up all these emails to do with Sage Grove, which was the facility that Stormfront had been talking to the guy from.
Yeah.
It's all of these tons and tons of correspondence.
Yeah, loads.
Which just, the plot thickens.
Isn't...
I didn't really get a look at any of the titles.
I'm not sure if it's in this episode or possibly in the next episode, but I think you see that Stan Edgar's been CC'd in on the emails. So it's emails to and from Sage Grove, but Stan Edgar's involved as well.
Or pause it and have like a good read of them.
Or they're to and from Stormfront and Stan Edgar about Sage Grove.
Yeah. I meant to actually pause it and have a good read of it, but she's there and there's like tons of correspondence. There doesn't seem to be anything else on this in her email but correspondence about Sage Grove, so the plot thickens regarding that. It's like, ooh, what the fuck else is she into now? And she hears her coming, and it stood there all confrontational.
Yeah, when Stormfront walks in.
She plays it really, really well with the whole, I don't appreciate you butting in.
Yeah.
And it's what anybody in that situation would do, in fairness. Like, if you were having issues with somebody and somebody else tried to meddle, you're well within your rights to confront them about it, especially when it's something that's completely none of their business. And
much like the last episode with Homelander and her in the elevator, Annie is best at lying when she uses the truth to lie. So why are you in my trailer? I'm here because you had no right to get in between me and my mom. Which is true. Not why she's actually in the trailer, but it's what she's feeling.
But yeah, she uses the truth to her advantage.
Still not enough to convince Stormfront, because Stormfront says, now look, see, you can act. That was a brilliant act.
Yeah.
And Annie's like, no, that's actually why I'm here. And she's like, no, the magic's gone. And Stormfront basically tells her, I know you took fucking Gecko to get
Gecko got it for you because I saw you with Gecko.
Yeah, and you released it to the public.
Yeah.
And basically is like, I'm going to get you for it.
Also, why does she know Gecko? If Gecko is such a minor one who works in the labs, why would she know who Gecko is? Again, it's like why Stormfront always seems to know more than she's letting on.
That might not necessarily have been prior knowledge, but it certainly shows that she's clever enough to go, I suspect Annie of being the one who released the V. How would she have gotten the V? Oh, hang on, I saw her with some bloke the other day that I hadn't seen her for. Who is that? Oh, that's Gecko, who works in the labs where they use V. So she could have just put it together. But Annie has, at this point, gotten a little bit better at the old blackmail and extortion, and is able to go, right, well, you want to try and get me for this? I know that you are Liberty. Tells her to her face, I know you were Liberty in the 70s. And that you're a big horrible racist bitch, basically.
Yeah, and you're wanted for like numerous murders and shit.
Yeah, and that's when we get Homelander rocking in to say he owes Stormfront for all the other stuff. But it's enough.
Stormfront, like they were literally saved by the bell there, because they neither of them can let on to Stormfront to
Homelander
what's going on between them. So it is like I think there's tension between all three of them for very different reasons.
Stormfront's trying to get Homelander on side. Yeah. And knowing what gets revealed about her later, but even just knowing what we know about what the Liberty stuff, she might not want Homelander to find out about that yet.
No, so in fairness, if you want to manipulate the guy, do you want them to know you're essentially an immortal?
Yeah, so she's not ready for Homelander to find that out yet, so she can't shop Annie to him yet either. And you can see her consider that, where he's like, what are you two guys up to? And they're like, no, nothing, just a girl chat. And yeah, she doesn't. She decides, no, I'll sit on this for a minute.
Yeah.
And that's...
It would be counter to her agenda to have that information revealed.
Yeah.
Because at the moment, he's incredibly manipulative. Yeah. A bull. Because he's so vulnerable. He's after losing... Like, she's slowly... between her actions and his own... Well, it's mostly his own actions. He's removed every support pillar that he has. And she needs him on side and off balance to take advantage of it.
Oh, definitely. But for Annie, on the other hand, things have just kind of, her worries have just doubled. Yeah. Because she told Hughie at the end of the last episode, we can't afford to feel good. We can't, because she talks about how she feels like she's walking around with a loaded gun in her face when she's at the tower because of Homelander. Now she knows for a fact Stormfront is onto her as well. Yeah. So she's got to be worried about that.
And A-Train knows as well.
Yeah, so...
No, A-Train's not going to do anything to jeopardise that because he knows that he's already skating on thin ice. He's not going to jeopardise his own standing within
For the minute, she has a very precarious balance. Yeah. Where she's got something on A-Train, she's got something on Stormfront. Oh,
it's a total house of cards.
She's just about convinced Homelander that she's on their side. Yeah. But I think the only member of the Seven that we don't see on set for the Dawn of the Seven, apart from obviously Translucent because he's dead, is Black Noir. Yeah. Who's off, as we mentioned at the start, doing his suburban stealth, tracking down Butcher.
So where Black Noir got this hard on for Butcher, I can't quite pinpoint. I know it's something to do with the V.
No, you were talking about this last week where in reference to him showing up for Annika. It's nothing to do with Butcher. It's a mission.
Oh, okay. He's been told to get Butcher.
He's been told to go and get Butcher by Stan.
Yeah.
And
I have, because everybody else's motivations are so clear, I keep forgetting that Noir, because everything we've seen about him is all these little hints of this like really like complex personality.
Yeah.
The fact that he is basically a robot.
Yeah, but that's
not like a robot, but he's like one of those weird like the MK Ultra kind of programmed.
But that's what I think it is. Because,
it's almost like somebody said a keyword and he's just gone full on like Winter Soldier.
But when he goes after Naquib, he kills absolutely everybody.
Except for the kid.
He gets Naquib, mission is accomplished, and he walks out and he has the little like moment with the kid and the bunny. And similarly in this episode, he's purely focused on Butcher because that's what the mission is.
Yeah.
But as soon as
once he has achieved his goal,
his mission is changed, he's done.
Well, it's the same as well when he kills Kimiko. He just gets up and leaves.
Yeah, there's no emotion about it. There's nothing about it, and
it's
that's
job done, gone. See ya.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything to do with Butcher or with V. It's just Edgar said, "Go and hunt down Butcher."
Yeah, well, Butcher in this episode, he's left like he'd already left him without saying goodbye. He's gone off to do his thing.
Well, they haven't seen him since he went to Becca.
You get Hughie then. Hughie rings him to confront him about it.
Well, don't forget, the first we see of Butcher in this episode is him getting into a fight and getting the shit kicked out of him at the punk show.
Yeah. Sometimes, you just to feel something, get the shit kicked out of you.
Well, that's what it seems to be. Yeah, he's back on the drink and he just wants to feel something.
Yeah, well, he's been rejected by Becca because Becca's finally seen his true colours and he can't deal with it.
Yeah. And so he's a man in complete despair.
But he's like, when Hughie rings him, he's in a grocery store and he's got a pack of peas to his face, and I love it because they're Homelander brand peas.
They're Homelander brand peas that he picks up out of a freezer with a sign overhead that's from Vought Fresh Farms.
Yes.
And then walks past the Queen Maeve perfume stand as well, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a Starlight standee in there as well.
Yeah, and that's where we get the call between Hughie and Butcher.
They have an exchange basically about how he's a coward.
Well,
we get he does open up to Hughie a bit and calls him his canary, and it's a bit of an emotional breakdown.
Yeah, he's like
on Butcher's end.
Yeah, because Hughie tries to tell him about the Stormfront Liberty revelation.
Yeah,
and he's like, that's great, get something to do it, and that's when Hughie's like, well, no, fucking come back and sort this shit out with us.
You can't just keep leaving us.
Yeah, you can't just keep leaving us, and that's when he's like, look, Hughie, me and you have been through some shit together. Yeah, it's a real kind of honest moment from Butcher towards Hughie, and he calls him his canary and says one or two nice things and then just hangs up randomly after the canary line.
Yeah.
And Hughie's like, that was weird. So goes to MM's like, I just had a conversation with Butcher and he was nice. And he called me his canary? Like, what?
And MM's like, tell me everything he just said. MM's like immediately concerned about that.
Yeah, because he knows that's not the way Butcher operates.
No.
Butcher doesn't just be nice for the sake of being nice unless he wants something out of you.
Cue Butcher in suburbia, rocking up to a nice house.
Yeah.
Little old lady opens the door and it's his Aunt Judy. Judy's a legend.
Judy is a legend, but even more of a legend. Terror.
We get to see Terror.
We finally get Terror after a season and a half of waiting and a reference or two here or there, we finally get Terror, and he is the best boy.
He's the best boy. But Terror's, he's going to Judy to get Terror to go off. I think at this point he's just going to, in his mind, he's just going to kidnap Becca. I
think he's contemplating suicide. He goes for the walk. He goes for the walk with Terror, and he's walking through like that horrible suburbia. And, you know, he sees the old man on the mobility scooter, and he's like, you know, is this what it all comes to? So I think that's him thinking, so even if I get Becca back, this is what we have to look forward to in the future, is suburbia and getting old and fucking Metamucils.
The Metamucils.
I think he's like, well, you know, if this is what the ultimate end goal is, even if I get Becca back, and I can't get Becca back, what's the fucking point? And I think that's where he's going with that. He's kind of, it's very much a soul searching moment for him. He doesn't know what to do.
No.
Because for so long it was get revenge for Becca, and then he found out Becca was alive, so it was get Becca, and now
Becca doesn't want him.
Yeah, so it's not about it's not about getting Becca, because he did and she didn't want him. So he's just a man lost completely. Yeah,
but we get to see Terror, so I don't care.
Anytime. It was like in season 1 when there was the flashback and we first got to meet Becca.
We got to see Puppy.
And we got to see Puppy Terror, and I was like, I don't give a shit that this is the introduction to Becca, because fucking Terror.
Oh, and yeah. He's
Terror.
because he is such a huge part of the comic books. And like, I understand the logistics of having a dog in the show is a bit, given all the other shit that's going on, the logistics of having a dog on set as well, I understand it's pushing it a little bit too far.
But
I just love seeing him.
That's how you do fan service well.
Yeah.
That's not like pandering fan service. That's how you do it well. We get a reference to him in season 1, then we get a full episode with you know, a good bit of terror in it. So it is Billy Butcher's dog, just like in the comics, but you're not going to get to see him every episode. No. I'm fine with that. Like, that was really fun.
No, when he comes back from the walk and she's like, "Oh, Billy, you didn't tell me your friends were here."
Yeah,
and it's MM and Hughie are sat on the sofa, and Hughie's playing with this stuffed pig.
Well, we get our first Lenny reference as well, because when Billy comes back, she's like, "Oh, isn't he the spit of Lenny?"
Butcher's whole demeanour changes at that. And like,
he tries to put on his normal Butcher mode.
Why are you guys here?
What do you do? And they ask him about Becca, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we're you know, I'm picking her up later, and we're."
And poor Judy's in the background going, "Becca's alive."
Yeah, but I like how he's like, "How did you find me?" And I was like, "Well, I knew you kept your dog at your auntie's, and I figured that you'd go for your dog. Either if you got Becca or if you didn't get Becca and were alive, you were going to go and find your dog."
Yeah, and he's saying he's probably going to go to like Argentina or something like that.
Yeah, he's like, "Well, look, you found me, and there's nothing to do, so you can fuck off now."
Yeah,
and they're like, "No, we're not fucking off." So Butcher says, "Fine, I'll fuck off." Tries to leave, and that's when he spots a little something up on the roof across the road. Yeah, and it's a little Black Noir.
It's a little Black Noir on the roof. Yeah,
runs back into the house, locks the doors, and is like, "Right, we've got a problem. We've got a big problem.
We have a Black Noir size problem."
Yeah.
Could I just say, I love MM when they're locking down the house and he turns around to Judy and he's like, "I need nails or this. I need an aerosol can about this big."
Well, he's got all the ideas because he wants to make... He's talking about making homemade grenades, and he's the one who comes up with the plan as well to call in the gas leak.
Yeah.
So that if Black Noir does try to come for them, everybody will be out in the street and see him.
Yeah, if he's going to do it, he's got to do it in public. So he calls in the gas leak. He do the Ra proud. He makes some homemade nail bombs.
Yep.
And fire brigade arrive. They obviously have to clear every house because if it's a gas leak, I believe the way heating systems work, they're all connected. So a gas leak in one means the whole cul-de-sac has to be evacuated and checked out. Obviously nobody thought to look out a window. Because Black Noir's not exactly, like, unless he's been like up there hiding behind a chimney for however long up there, he's like skulking around.
He stays up there and basically decides to wait it out.
Yeah.
Because
he knows they'll have to leave at some point. All the houses are checked and cleared. So when they leave, they're like, right, shit.
He's still there.
So Judy comes to the rescue and is like, right, to the taffy room.
Well, before the taffy room, we get Butcher's attempted suicide, where he says he's going to, like, he tells Hughie, right, you, MM, and Judy make a run for it, and I'll stay and take on Black Noir. And I think it's probably one of my favourite scenes in this episode, where Hughie tells him, no, you can't do this. Like, you don't get to fucking just decide that you're going to commit suicide and take
go
the
out in a
easy way
blaze
out.
of glory
Yeah,
moment.
that's bullshit. Like, don't you think that I thought about killing myself after what happened to Robin? And says, I've thought about doing it a ton of times since.
But I haven't.
And the look on Butcher's face does seem to be one of sadness of, like, I've done this to this kid.
Yeah.
And it seems to be getting through to him until he says, the worst part is, Becca's alive. She just doesn't want you.
Yeah.
And that really sets Billy off. And it's a harsh thing to say, but like I understand what he's trying to say is at least she's alive. You thought she was dead. Robin's definitely dead. There's no coming back for Robin.
Oh God, no.
And Butcher tries to square up to Hughie and tell him that, he's like, say that again. But Hughie doesn't back down. He's like, no, you can't act like this. He tells him, get out of the fucking way. And that's when MM shows up
behind him and is just like, yeah, well, if you want to go through him, yeah, but you won't get through me.
Yep.
I also forgot to mention one of my favourite lines after when Butcher storms out of the house initially to leave.
Oh, yes.
And Judy and Hughie sat on the sofa with this stuffed pig, and Judy goes, oh, that's Terror's fuck pig.
Oh, it's Terror's girlfriend. And she was like, what?
His fuck pig.
Yep.
Yeah, which I'm delighted they threw in there because that was a brilliant trope from the comic books, is that Terror will fuck things on command. Yeah. And I like how they build up to it. Frequently it's monkey.
Yeah. But I like how they build up to it because you see Terror at the start of the episode and the pig is just in the bed beside him.
So you just think it's his toy.
Then you get this bit about how it's his fuck pig. And then at the end of the episode, he gets a new toy and it's a Homelander teddy and Billy actually tells him, fuck it.
And you hear the little like squeaking and you can hear him going for it.
And it is. That one is purely for fans of the comics and I was delighted to see it. I really was. But yeah, after his attempted suicide, we get the taffy room.
Judy's an all-American hero.
Yeah. She's providing affordable healthcare to all comers.
Yeah. And in fairness, given the price of medication, she is probably raking it in.
Yeah. Even selling it cheaper than the hospitals do, she's still making a shitload. As we see at the end when she drives off in a Corvette or whatever it is.
She's got a nice car. Yeah, so Judy's a drug dealer.
Yeah.
Prescription. But she has a reinforced room that nobody's aware of.
It's a panic room.
Yeah, she has a panic room for it. So they head off down there and they're waiting and they can hear movement outside and they can hear a door opening and creaking on the floorboards upstairs. And then a boom.
But before the boom, we have the conversation between
about
Judy.
Who's Lenny?
Yeah, between Judy and Hughie, where Hughie actually finds out who Lenny was, and she tells him it was his younger brother, and how he was the best person in the world, and how he always seemed to be able to like control Billy, and keep him in line, and it was just
the story about him being beaten up in the playground and Billy stepping in and he's like bringing the seesaw down on the kid's head, and everyone thought that he was going to kill him and nobody could get him off him. And then Lenny stood in and he just stopped and he was able to lead him away. Yeah, it's just Lenny's. And the realization on Hughie's face of shit, he's decided that's his purpose.
He's like, he realizes that's what he meant by the canary line is like, oh shit, does he want me to be like his little brother? And just as he's having that realization, he's like, oh well, where is he now? And realizes that no, Lenny's actually died, unfortunately, and there is no Lenny anymore. And Hughie's like, crap, am I supposed to be Lenny? How am I supposed to be Lenny?
The realization that certain things he has done, he has been able to control Butcher to a certain degree. Certain things he has said have gotten through to him, but the realization that Butcher has always been like this as well. This isn't like a learned behaviour, this is just the way Butcher's always been. Butcher needs somebody there to tell him that you've gone too far.
Yeah, because he has no recognition of it himself.
No.
And then after that is when we get our series of explosions upstairs.
Yeah, it's tick tick boom and you think it's all over, and then there's more footsteps, then another boom.
Yeah, and then more footsteps and Terror starts barking. Black Noir realises they're downstairs and very quickly decides to drop, I'm guessing it's supposed to be just a tear gas or a smoke grenade.
Down the laundry chute.
So they all rush out. And we have a rather fun confrontation with Black Noir.
Yeah. Well, upstairs is in bits, obviously, because they've just blown it up.
So is Black Noir. Well, Black Noir's costume is in bits.
He's all covered in shards. He's got shards of glass sticking out of him. He's got bits of nails sticking out of him. They're all trying to make a run for it out the door, I think. No.
He tells Hughie and the guys to go out the side door and then closes it, Butcher that is, closes it behind them and tries to take on Black Noir 1-to-1.
Yeah. So he is actually trying to do the right thing.
And
because he knows that they're there for him. He's there for him. So he is actually trying to get them out, which is like actually chivalrous for Billy.
Yeah, it's not about the suicide attempt now. It is just about shit's gone down.
Yeah.
And
also they're the best ones to get Judy and Tara out of there.
Yeah. But that's not enough for the guys. And MM bursts in, and just as Butcher and Black Noir are about to go toe to toe, MM just pulls a gun and starts shooting them.
Yeah.
Gets a knife thrown at him, falls to the floor. Hughie with a gun, very ineffective. Don't think he hits Black Noir once. And Black Noir flings him across the room, knocks Butcher down, and is about to kill Hughie when Butcher makes the only play that he really can make.
Yeah, which is if you do that, your career is over.
Yeah, you kill that kid and you harm anybody else, and I'm going to release all the files that I have about all the shit that Vought do and Homelander's gotten up to.
No, not all the files and all the shit. One very specific thing.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Photos of Ryan, Homelander's son, and where you have him hidden, and the fact that you've covered up rape and all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Cue him being put in a chokehold.
That's
slammed up against the wall.
And that, to me, is one of the few other bits of genuine emotion. Black Noir did not like being threatened.
No.
He felt he was directly being threatened, and like that chokehold was a response to, did you just fucking threaten me?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to kill you anyway, but did you just fucking threaten me? And then, yeah, we get a phone call, and it turns out Mr. Edgar's been watching the whole...
Yeah, you see the camera somehow survived all the explosions. And he just holds the phone. He listens to the phone. Number one, it's Handel's Messiah, I think.
Yeah.
It's Hallelujah.
It looks like a really cheap old phone as well.
Fair, are you going to give him a good phone? He just got blown up twice.
True.
You or give him a Nokia 3210. Well, no,
wasn't he watching the V Revelations on a normal smartphone?
Yeah, so that's his work phone.
Yeah, he's got a mission phone, and then he's got his normal phone.
Oh, God, it's a Nokia 3210, because those things are fucking indestructible.
Well, that's a good point, actually, because that phone equally survived those two explosions.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's a 3210 all the way. Yeah. And then he can play Snake on it then when he's waiting on the roof. But
yeah, Edgar makes a deal with him after deciding that it's not worth rolling the dice as to whether or not Butcher actually has the proof he says he has.
They're in enough shit as it is without that coming out.
And that's why I think that Black Noir had absolutely nothing to do with Butcher except for the fact that it's a mission. Because when Edgar says put Black Noir back on the phone, within like 2 seconds
he doesn't even put him down, he just lets
go. I think Edgar just said to him, it's over, leave and don't hurt them, and that's what he does. He lets go and just walks straight out. And there's no like, I'll
get you next time you dash your GK.
There's none of that, and Black Noir is just like, see it, and exit stage left, and he's gone. And we then see the three boys and Judy roadside. Yeah,
waiting with the 3 cars. Butcher saying goodbye to Tara, gives him the little Homelander teddy, which he proceeds to violate.
And gives him a little... It seems like Tara is the only one he's honest with as well, because he gives him a little speech about how...
He's going to get his mum back.
Yeah, he nearly lost his bottle, and he's going to do the right thing and
such a cute dog.
Yeah, he was going to get Tara's mummy back.
Oh, he's so cute. I want to wiggle his little face. Oh.
And there's a couple of knowing looks exchanged between MM and Hughie and Butcher.
Yeah. And they're parked conveniently down the road away from the house, which is now just like they've had reports of a gas leak and now it's blown up. So
yeah, convenient cover.
Yeah.
Obviously there was a gas leak and the fire department missed it.
Yeah, never mind the fact that there's a whole lot of spent shells and all them drugs in the basement.
Yeah. And speaking of all those wasted drugs, there's somebody who probably would appreciate in this episode, that being Frenchie.
Oh, poor Frenchie.
Doesn't have a good episode, really.
Frenchie does not have a good episode at all. Like, him and Kimiko still haven't resolved anything. He's been having a heart-to-heart with Cherie, but
That's, where we left him in the last episode.
And in this episode, he's just following her.
Yeah, little scenes dotted throughout the episode of him following her.
Around the city. And he follows her to a Russian delicatessen.
Yeah.
Where she proceeds to mangle everybody.
Oh, it's some of the best gore that we've seen so far. The face ripping.
No, Nicolas Cage said it best. Would you take his face off? And she does that, and like the eye bulging as she's peeling the skin, and you can see the eyeball bulging.
Again, I don't mean to blow Eric Kripke and the producers of the show too much, but that's just another beautiful bit of fan service done right.
Oh yeah, her ripping faces off. Yeah,
that's another that whole scene is literally straight from the comics, except I think it's Italian mobsters she goes after in a house. That's the only difference. Even like the lines are exactly the same. Of like, who the fuck is it? It's a little girl. She's not saying anything. Oh,
I'll put my dick in your mouth. Or whatever the fuck
all
it
of that
is
exactly the same from the comics, and the face ripping. Except in the comics, you don't see what she does inside the house. You just see a face getting thrown against a window from the outside. The show shows us what happens.
Yeah, she destroys the three of them.
And the guy with the gun lodged in his eye. It's brilliant. Gore.
And it's pure rage as well on her. She has nothing else to do. And he kind of peeks in and he sees him. He's like, oh my God. And he continues to follow her, and it's into that church that's like in Midtown. Follows her there. She's meeting up with Cherie. Cherie's paying her, and he's like, oh my God, you have her doing hits. And she's like, no. The Albanians have her doing hits. I just set it up and take my 10%. Fuck you. And she just turns around, she goes, I told you she's not a kitten. She
doesn't need to be saved.
She needs to earn her own living. This gives her something to do. And in fairness, do you want somebody who is capable of that sort of violence not being directed at people?
But Frenchie's, he does seem to have taken what Cherie said on board last week, and he's like, it's not about me trying to save her now for my own goal. Like
she's trying to save her from herself.
Yeah, and that's the core of their relationship in the comics as well. And he says to her, you know, this won't help you get Stormfront, and doing this kind of work is poison for your soul. Yeah, I know because I did it. And she doesn't want to hear it. No,
she has an outburst at him, and he's like, and the way he's lying on in the central aisle of the church, and he says, I can't understand you because you won't teach me. It's a breaking point for the pair of them, because you can see her being like, shit, I'm yelling at him and he doesn't understand it. And there is much to blame as each other for the lack of communication.
Yeah.
She's tried. But the fact that she spoke in sign language and didn't even try to teach him, whereas he's tried to teach her how to read and how to write.
But anytime she tried to use that to communicate with him, she wasn't able to get across
what she wanted to say.
And
it breaks something in both of them.
Yeah, because he's the only person who wants to communicate with her. Like, not that Hughie or MM don't want to.
No, but he's putting the effort in
he's the only one
who's learn it.
Yeah, he's trying to be a proper... Now, anyway, he's trying to be a proper friend.
But he can't.
It's
a fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah, if you don't want to take my advice, fine. She's not a kitten. She doesn't need my help. She doesn't want my help. Fine. Fuck you. Be a monster.
Yeah. And he storms off. And he's mad at both of them. Cherie's like, well, like, what? It's my nature.
Yeah, Cherie doesn't really seem all that bothered.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a bad time all around for pretty much everybody. Especially Frenchie and the female.
The female's probably at her lowest.
Yeah.
In this, like, she's completely dead behind the eyes when she was doing, like, well, you can see it when she's going through the kill, like when she walks, when she sits down, she doesn't even acknowledge her. And you get that really emotional outburst out of her, but then as soon as he kind of dismisses her, she just shuts down again.
And even when she was locked up in the cage in the basement before they rescued her, she still had the hope of getting free and getting back to her brother.
Yeah, but now her brother's
dead. Now she doesn't even have that. And yeah, I think probably has had the roughest run of things in the last few episodes.
Yeah.
The only person I think who has in any way close to a good time this episode is our old friend, the Deep.
Well, he got married, so yay!
Yeah, he got married, and he's being featured prominently in incredibly cheesy TV ads.
And that is one bad TV ad. Good God.
And in interviews with Katie Couric.
Yeah.
And I think that's the first that we get him in this episode is...
It's the first time it's kind of he's had any sort of like positive press.
Yeah, and it's about the Deep getting married.
Yeah.
And how the former member of the Seven who left because of sexual assault allegations is now getting married to
has gotten married.
Has gotten married, yeah, to another Church of the Collective member who I think she's like a professor in sociology or something like that, isn't it?
I can't remember, but
But yeah, she's
terrifying.
she's definitely what they need to rehabilitate his image as a serial womanizer.
Yeah, well, they do lay on the whole, oh, we love Grey's Anatomy, don't we, dear?
Yeah, you see it in the Katie Couric interview later on.
Yeah,
when
she's tucked up next to him, she's got the blanket, and they're holding hands, and it's all very ha 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 ha.
Oh, it's so
like
saccharine.
1950s, like fetch my pipe and slippers.
Because Katie Couric tries to cut straight to it. She's like, well, look, the last we heard about you basically was you were being horrible sexual assaulting people, and now you're getting married and a member of the church, so what's the story? And like, what's Cassandra is the wife, is it?
I think so, yeah.
Cassandra says, oh, well, look, if people could see the side of him I see and see the sweet letters he writes me and the notes he gives me, and yeah, Deep's like, oh, you're only saying that because I make you breakfast in bed.
Oh. And she's and you can just see Katie Couric's like, really?
Yeah. Yeah, but doesn't...
They're just trying too hard.
Oh yeah, they're totally trying too hard, but it does seem to be getting sold on at least some level.
Yeah.
And obviously worth mentioning that Katie Couric's daughter
wrote the episode.
Yeah, is Ellie Monaghan, who wrote the episode. And after that we see more TV spots from the Deep as well, with his beautiful ad. And
it's her first time getting a look at the founder of the church as well.
True.
Alistair Adana, who is quite tall and looks a bit like Ra's al Ghul.
He kind of does.
He's got that, it's the grey streak. It's the tall imposing businessman with a grey streak who looks kind of...
The goatee.
And the goatee, yeah. He has a look at like League of Assassins going on.
Yeah, he does it that, or like kind of Bond villain-esque.
Yeah, that ad just cracks me up because he's like, hey guys, he walks up and the guy's like sexually harassing the woman and he's like, hey guys, that's not cool.
Hey bro, that's not cool.
And then just continues walking.
And there's the two kids roughhousing. Hey, take it easy. And everything he's saying as he's going along about how, I used to be a shit person and now I'm a great person and it's because of the church and you can start your journey too. And it's, I love it. I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
We love it because we don't get advertisement like that. Like, churches in Ireland don't advertise. Not the way, like... these...
Well, they're not allowed.
Yeah, well, not the way these mega churches do. So I get it, but it's done so well. The way they parody that ad is done so well that it's so sinister. Yeah. But you kind of got a feel for the Deep because he is an idiot.
But the church really do seem to be pushing him now. Yeah. Because in the last episode, they were the ones who got him out there involved in the pursuit of the super terrorist. Yeah. In some way or another, the assist must have been recognised. Yeah. And now the church are pushing him even further forward. They're like, we got this one good thing with him last week, and now it's time to put the ad out there to show we're rehabilitating him and try and get more members in. Let's push this marriage narrative and get him on the interview circuits. Yeah. And let's have him doing charity work and handing out books, which is the last bit we see of him in the episode.
It's the first time you're starting to see the outside influences that are putting pressure on Vought. So you've got the Church, the Collective, who are very much pushing their own agenda and do seem to be a counterpoint to Vaught's marketing and message.
They're trying to worm their way in. Yeah. They want a slice of the Vought pie by the looks of it.
And then you've got Victoria Newman on the other side where you've got the government opposition starting to put pressure on them as well.
I like how they've kind of slowly ramped that up this episode. Yeah. Because we've seen her in little small bits of TV spots throughout. In the first episode, she's kind of talking negatively about Soups in the military. Then we see her talking about the reveal of V, about how if they were hiding this, what else were they hiding? Yeah. Then we see her organising the protest at the start.
And confirming that the House is going to be looking into the Vought thing.
That, on the back of it, they're going to have these congressional hearings that will investigate what Vought have been up to, basically.
So you've got that going on. You've got the Collective becoming more and more public with their agenda, all converging on Vought. And then you've got this internal power struggle that's going on within the Seven, within the various floors in Vought, between the superheroes and the legal side of things.
Yeah, between corporate and the superheroes. And then even within the superheroes, Annie's...
Well, they're all against each other. Like, Annie's kind of got Maeve on her side, but, like, at the same time, they're all doing their own thing as well. Yeah, so it's like the Vought cookie is starting to crumble.
And I liked that this episode was different from our last two. We had our episode 3 was real action paced, and the last one was much more character driven, and this was almost like a kind of nice mix of the two. Yeah. we still had our A, B, and C plot, but it was all very intermingled. But yeah, no, again, another really enjoyable episode.
Yeah, no, they're fun. There isn't a bad episode in the batch, I don't think. Like, it's not like when I go back through other shows. God knows, every time I watch Stargate, there's about 3 episodes that I skip. That's nothing to, and it's the same like with Supernatural. There's the ones that are universally recognised as being bad episodes. I don't think they've had that yet, which is nice to see.
Yeah, and I think it is probably a bit easier when you're not trying to do 22 episode seasons. No,
it's a shorter season.
You don't need as much filler. Yeah. But yeah, I don't feel like any of the episodes that we've had have been filler. And I doubt next week's episode. In fact, I know for a fact next week's episode isn't, because that's where we get into Sage Grove.
Yes.
So guys, tune back next week for our thoughts on season 2, episode 6. And in the meantime, you can find us on Twitter at rantsmono. You can send us an email at monorantspodcast@gmail.com, or you can leave us a review wherever you get your podcasts. Talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
We are Science Fiction Remnant.
This is the Funny Science Fiction Podcast.
We are the Caribbean Science Fiction Network.
We are Monorants.
We are One Accord Level 2 Podcast.
This is Sci-Fi.